right, all right.
So Michael goes down, Justin goes down. Does the play calling change with your third quarterback, or you try to keep it?
Well, you want to try to follow the game plan. Everybody's got the game plan, and Kai was prepared to execute the game plan. But you also want to put him in a position to be successful and do the things that you feel like he does the best in the game. So, and I thought that as it went along, I thought he did better and better and felt more comfortable. It's a pretty tough spot to be thrown in, right away, and in that venue and that stage. And I was just real proud of how he handled it. I thought he handled it really well. There's some things he'd like to have back, and have some throws that he'd like to have back. But overall, I think he executed the plays well, and clearly did a great job down the stretch.
Not much in the second half. Not much has gone right offensively until that last possession of regulation. What does it say about Kai's voice that he hung in there and had a great run?
Yeah, I think it says a lot about all our guys on offense. It was a really frustrating second half because on top of not executing that well, we didn't have the ball very much. I think it was, I don't know what it was. 21-9 in terms of time of possession, 21 minutes to 9. I think they had an 18-play drive, and if it's not going well, you want to get back out there, and when you don't have that opportunity, it really can test you. And so I thought all the offensive guys, the leaders on the offense, did a great job. And then, Kai held it together well. And just, we kind of have a saying, you're one play away from a beautiful day, And so there's no reason to, nobody's smart enough to be a pessimist, So just keep plugging away, keep playing, and good things will happen.
Once you could see these games in conference, would you kind of broaden the play sheet a little bit based on the fact that it looked like he was getting very comfortable?
You have to, and in between series, we're always, conversing between coaches and, trying to set up the next series. And, of course, what he can do comes into play there. But sometimes it comes down to what's the best play, too, And so to answer your question, yes, but I've never been a believer in, I think a quarterback can sense when you're calling plays around him and trying to be too careful. And you don't, he can't really have that mentality. Clearly when you're trying to win a game from behind, you don't want that sort of I can't make a mistake mentality. And it was fun to see him sort of just push through those early kind of jitters and do what he had to do to win the game. So we get a chance to talk in between every series too, and I've never felt like during the game was a time to really get after guys. Most of the time I think guys don't say, considering the situation, I think I'll just look like garbage in front of 40,000 people, So you just got to get them focused on what's coming up and be positive for the most part.
Did you have the fourth down pass to James? Did you have that kind of stuck in the vault for that?
That's a good way to put it. So we had, a lot of those plays like that, your 2-point plays and some of your special plays, you practice them a lot. Sometimes you don't. That situation may not present itself during the season, It's kind of crazy how it can go. Like we've done a lot of quarterback sneaks. You might go 4 or 5 games and not be in that situation where you need to have one, and then we were in it like 6 times in the first couple of games. So you just have them in the vault, exactly. And now, basically that came down to that was what we talked about. Was this is a 2-point play, right? The ball's on the 3. It's it's all or nothing. You got to have it, and that's basically what it was. It was kind of a perfect time to use one of your 2-point plays, and that's what we did.
You practiced that all fall, and you've been kind of just running that, just waiting for the right opportunity.
We have a good vault of 2-point plays because now, as you know, after the second overtime, you have to go. Everybody goes for 2, right? Or is it the third overtime? Start of the third, you go back and forth. So I'm not sure you can have too many of them, right now. So clearly, teams will be preparing for that one. I'm not sure that it would be all that smart to use that one again for a while, but you never know. I think he's looked really good this week, So it's you want to be strategic with it, and it's about right. I mean, I think what I try to do is, put it back on the kids. Like, look, we got to be smart here. We want you ready for Saturday, and you got to trust that the kid is, doing that and not pushing it too much. Because a competitive kid like that is, they're going to want to get out there as soon as possible, and sometimes they can push it too far. So you just got to be intelligent about it.
So that's the first play of overtime around the league here, and it's not a lot of quarterbacks who want to hit the home run in that situation, in that way, call it, and it wasn't open, he didn't try to force the throw out.
He made a couple of really heady plays, and that was one of them. I tell you, the kid has uncanny instincts. And he's got great arm talent, and he really can process fast. And in the back of his mind, I mean, you don't talk about, okay, if the guy's mugged up and his back's turned to you, go ahead and throw it over there because you're going to get a PI. That never came up. It was like, we're going to go out there like we're going to block the guy, and then we're going to run right by him. And then all of a sudden we get engaged, and there's nowhere to go with the ball. He just made an instinctual play that, resulted in a pass interference. And I can't take any credit for it, frankly.
A guy like that, who's 30-0 as a starter in high school, recruiting's kind of a crazy thing. How does someone like that be likely recruited from FBS schools? Any idea?
No, not really. I mean, that preceded me, obviously. I just know that I think there's probably more FBS quarterbacks than there are scholarships. I've felt that. I think kids are really talented now because of the things they're doing in the summer, and everybody's got a quarterback coach and all those kinds of things. And sometimes there's just not enough slots, and now you have the transfer portal, because some of the bigger programs will have 5, 6, 7 kids on scholarship. Well, only one guy can play. And so they get to the point, and I mean, I'm not telling you anything you don't know. It's musical chairs, relative to that position. So, it could have been the particular year. People just filled up early, and but we're certainly happy that he's here, and I think he's got a bright future. He's really got some tools in his toolbox.
Last question, Coach. What was the message at halftime to the offense?
Generally speaking, again, I think unless you have an effort problem or something like that, it was like, okay, what do we need to do? What are they doing? What are you seeing out there? Okay, let's formulate a, first series coming out, make sure that we're going to execute at a high level. So, rarely have I erupted at halftime, and usually when it is, it's maybe you're playing somebody that your team's overlooking and they need a little something extra, but mostly it's just like, all right, let's put this thing together for the second half and make sure everybody's on the same page.